Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. It is Tuesday, September 20th. I'm Amy Corr, and I am back with Kevin Van Eck, and we are in our Goose Island studio. So we have some great stuff to talk about this morning. We can't decide if it is fall or not technically, but summer is about to wrap up and we're heading into the fall market. So we've got some great things for you to start thinking about. We've got a great topic today, so grab your cup. Hopefully it's hot, and let's jump into the next episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin.
That's right. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, everyone. Happy fall, almost fall, whatever it is. Amy mentioned we have a good topic. It is a topic we talk about every year this time of year. It's the perfect time to talk about real estate reviews. So we're going to go in depth into what a real estate review is and how you can deliver it. We're going to show you 3 different ways. The reason why we talk about real estate reviews right now and specific to this market is that we know that the number of transactions in the fall typically fall, but also we also know that the market with the shift that there are fewer transactions to be had. So how can we tee ourselves up not only for the fall by reaching out to our people, but also for spring 2023?
That's right. You know what? In fact, Kevin, it's so interesting because over the last 2 weeks, I have had 3 separate agents who have said, I want to sit down and talk with you because I'm getting out of the summer lull, the summer fog, whatever it may be, and I really need to figure out how I'm going to create some great business momentum in the fall. And so when we sat down, what we specifically talked about were real estate reviews. And we mapped out their plan and their strategy. And really it's, they just looked at who are the most important people in my database and how do I get in front of them with some great information about their property and what it looks like in this given market. And the thing with a real estate review, we're going to go into it in detail, but don't overthink it. Remember, the idea here with a real estate review is you're wanting to prompt a conversation with some of the most important people in your database. They may not be the ones that are looking to sell, but you want to make sure you're in front of them because when they see you as a business expert and really good at what you do, they may refer you on. And that's the idea of this, getting in front of people, starting to get the ball rolling, getting your name out there so you can fill your pipeline.
Bingo! That's the thing. Okay, so it's not a way to compel somebody to sell if they don't want to. It's not a sales pitch. And the reason why the real estate review is so effective is because it allows you to reach out to somebody with something of value. Instead of just checking in, hey, do you need anything? How are you? Which is important. Those are the forward questions. But also, this is something, like Amy said, you said it allows you to show your expertise, give them something of value that's relevant to them. So there's 3 different ways to do this. We're going to rank them by order of effectiveness. The number 1 most effective way to deliver a real estate review is in person. So how does this work? You pull out your phone, you look for your A clients, the ones that are the homeowners, the ones you maybe have worked with in the past, but typically your top referrers. Mm-hmm. And those people, when you call them, you say, hi Jim, it's good to meet you, good to talk with you, it's been a while. And you forward question them, which just means talking about family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. We know this from Ninja. So you forward them, but then you say, one thing that I offer to everyone I've worked with, and really anyone that owns a home, and it's really relevant in this market, is a real estate review. It's about 10 minutes long. I'm just going to show you some of the things that are happening in your community. Would you have time for that this week? And that's the phone conversation. They say yes, they say maybe next week. You determine how you respond based on their answer. But doing it in person does exactly this. Number 1, you get in front of them. You get to foster that relationship. You get to connect personally, meaning asking them about the family, occupation, recreation, and dreams. The goal of it is, for that connection, to give you an idea on whether they are planning on making a move or not. So you can plan ahead if they're about to be empty nesters, if they're going to downsize or upsize, if they're expecting. It gives you an opportunity to learn about what's going on in their lives. And the face-to-face interaction here is key. And one thing at the end, and you do this through all 3 of the different ways you're going to deliver this, the one thing at the end, it allows you to ask a question, which is, do you know anyone else that would find this valuable? And that's where you get an introduction to a new relationship potentially. And we've seen huge success from this, right, Amy?
Yep. Huge success. Yeah, absolutely. And the big thing here is don't overthink it. You want to make sure that this is an easy thing for you to sit down and go through with a potential client. And it's just to get the ball rolling in conversation. And the other thing that I want to focus on is if you can't do the face-to-face, that is definitely the first option or the best way to go. But sometimes schedules don't allow for it. They may not be in town. So the second option would be to do it by phone, or even better if you could do it by Zoom. But this still gives you the opportunity to have the conversation. Hopefully you've sent them the information ahead of time to take a look at it, and then you can step them through the most significant bits of information in that review. Give them an opportunity to ask questions. You can go back and forth and again, just sort of see where they're at as far as it relates to, what they may want to do with their house. And again, to Kevin's point earlier, they may not be looking to sell, but odds are they may be looking to do something as it relates to their house, right? And then if you do it on Zoom, the thing that I like is you can still share screen, right? So you can find a time to Zoom, you can pull up the information that you presented and kind of step them through it. But also really important, this doesn't need to be really long. This can be 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes max. I think when you call them or you connect with them, you almost want to let them know this is going to be a really great, fast, efficient meeting. It'll make them way more inclined, I think, to take you seriously and be able to set up the appointment.
Absolutely. Who doesn't have 10 minutes, especially if they like you already? So the third way and the least effective way. Now, I want to say, I'm really going to stress the least effective way because this sometimes is a cop-out for us. If we're afraid to make the phone call, we're afraid to invite somebody to meet with us, whether it's in person or over Zoom, we're afraid of bothering people. Remember, we're delivering something of value, something, information that they want, information that's relevant to them. If you do decide to cop out, okay, this is number 3, but also if you can't get them in person, you can't get them on Zoom, what's the next best option? It's sending them the real estate review with your commentary and then being sure to follow up. Now in all 3 of these, what are you sending or reviewing over Zoom or in person? Amy said keep it simple, right?
Yep.
So what do? Do not walk in with a full-blown CMA. They're not looking to sell. They don't need a value on their property. What you can do is a one-sheet report, just highlight some of the key factors and the things that are going on in their community, and you are done. And if they ask you questions, more often than not, the question they will ask is about value, right? They'll say, well, what do you think my home is worth? Listen to this. This is how you respond. What do you think my home is worth? Well, that's a different process. This isn't a CMA. Let me ask you, are you interested in selling? And then whatever comes out next determines how you proceed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Great.
It does make sense. And the thing is again, remove the roadblocks. And I know while the third scenario is what most of us want to do, this is about face-to-face connection. I was just in a conversation yesterday and somebody said that over COVID, one of the things that he learned to do the most was pick up the phone and have conversations. And he said he's continued it and he said his business has never been better. So it's kind of just doing the hard stuff, getting in front of people. And again, these are people that like you, your A's, your B's, your past clients, people you've created success for.
Yes.
So remember, this is just reaching out. It's just like your financial analyst being able to say, hey, do you want to take a look at your investment and what we're going to plan for next year? We all want that. You're doing the same thing as it pertains to their real estate investment. So know your worth, know that this is something that they want, and quite honestly, get to it. Because if you want some great business this fall and next year, a real estate review is the best way to do it, right?
Roger that.
Yep. So on that note, make it a great Tuesday. We were so happy to be back together again. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. But until then, remember, you got this.